Hi, guys. You are welcome to another episode of Smart Coining, the series where we tell you what to do with your coins and we just generally talk about coining stuff. Okay, so once again, I'm here with Big T. How you doing, T?
Fantastic, Aka. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Doing good. And we are joined by our special guest today, Rai. Rai, how you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us. Okay, guys. So we're going to hop right in and start talking about the stuff that we have going on. Okay. So, as you know, we have the Easter event that is currently running. So, just a quick one, guys. What do you think about this Easter event?
um, I don't know. It's a pretty boring event overall. Not really much to coin on, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, that fair enough. Fair enough. That's true. Rai, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of new stuff out. Just a pretty generic event, really.
Mhm. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I have pretty similar thoughts. Like, it's a very chill event. There is stuff that you can spend on, but not stuff that I'm particularly excited about. But I'm sure maybe some other people would be interested in that. First big thing that I'm sure a lot of people want us to talk about is the general swap feature that they just added to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So what do you guys think
It's
about this?
it's just it's money on top of money on top of money. Like first you have
Mhm,
to get the officer exchange package for the vouchers.
mhm,
Then if you don't have enough fragments, you got to get another $100 pack for the fragments. And you've got to
mhm,
use like if you've already got like a 6 or 7 star or even 8 star Ahsoka or
mhm,
Stilko, you need to use
mhm,
3 copies of them to swap for a Hera or a John Adams.
mhm.
I don't think it's worth it. It might be for some people, as you said. Um, like if you've already changed to Hera or John Adams and you've got like a 6, 7, 8 star Ahsoka just sitting there doing nothing, that might be worth it to you to push up your Hera or Adams. But yeah, for most people, I don't see it as a good thing.
Okay. What do you guys like, right? For example, what do you think about the general premise of this swap thing? Do you think I mean, does it make sense?
I think in a particular way it can make sense. When you look at it as all the new stuff that Evony has been giving free-to-play players, easier access to the spiritual beast stones and access to more of the premium generals easier. It's that kind of way to separate your Cake 4 players or your free to play players from your full Cake every event players. Just another way to get people hooked, I guess.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see. I mean, for me, I mean, it's not a secret, but I've never really been a fan of the premium duty generals. That's just me. I've never really liked them. I didn't like the idea of having to spend $100 each time to get a general. I think it's even more than that. It's probably like 150 for each copy of the general that you get.
Yeah,
And
sometimes more.
yeah, and I just didn't really. It's not my thing. But I know that there are a lot of people that are, they are serious about their premium duty generals. So for those people, maybe they have like the first generation duty generals, the Ashokas, Stilco, and but now Ebony has started bringing out the second generation ones. In fact, there's a new
Yeah.
duty general that they brought out for this event, the one in the cake.
What's is that Sargon? No, it's Roger the
No,
Second.
Roger, yeah, Roger,
Yeah,
and I think he's workshop
yeah,
officer.
it's
So
workshop,
that
and he's so good. He is
yeah,
so good.
that's the one that replaces Askia Mohammed.
Mikhail. And Mikhail. Yeah,
there's
Mikhail was the second
yeah,
one.
yeah, exactly. So Evony is bringing out these second generation premium duty officers, and I think the question for everyone now is like, do they hop on that bandwagon? Like people that weren't too keen on it, but they're seeing all these generals coming out. Like, is it time for them to start thinking premium?
I'd always go like premiums are such a even just the first generation premiums are such a massive upgrade from like the tavern duty generals. I'd suggest like a 6-star, like say Stilco, even over a 10-star tavern general. Like they're just so much better, so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that they're better. It's my main issue with them is the cost of getting them.
Yeah, the first generation ones are getting a little bit cheaper to get, but you're right. It's still a couple of $100 each copy, but for some people, those buffs really matter.
No, well, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, this guy is the cake general. So for anyone doing the cake, that's the guy that you're gonna get, and you need to start putting those things into consideration. Going back to the officer swap, right? Okay, let's look at it from purely like a money perspective. Okay, so you need 3 copies of the first gen to get the second gen one. If you think about the money that you spend to get those 3 copies for the first gen one and you're getting the second gen one, I don't think that math is mathing.
Yeah, it's not.
What do you guys think?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I would have said like maybe 2 for 1. 2 for 1 would have been reasonable, but 3 for 1, come on.
Well, 3 for 1 plus
if you had
$100, like.
Yeah, but exactly for every time you want to disassemble one, it's an extra $100.
Yeah. Plus like you need to buy the voucher and like you said, the pack at the beginning. So yeah, so you're essentially it's like 3 for 1 plus at least $100.
Yeah, but you can use a double or a triple on it. So I suppose you can just do a once-off, use a triple, get 3 of those vouchers, and then you can swap 3 times. But still, it's terrible value. Terrible value.
Yeah,
and the pack is crap as well. The pack isn't great.
Yeah, for me, I personally wouldn't recommend it. Not just because I'm not a fan of the premium duties, but even just from like a money perspective side, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, would you guys? I mean, okay, think about extreme situations. Would you do this?
Hey, if I was caking every event and I already had like an 8-star John Adams and I had a 6, 7, 8, 9-star Ahsoka sitting there doing absolutely nothing, sure I would.
Yeah,
Okay.
same boat. Like very strict circumstances.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Do you guys know, like, if you have like you said, like a 7 or 8-star first gen premium duty general, if you do the swap, does the new general you get, do they carry over the stars? Do you know that?
No, you have to disassemble. Like, say you've got an 8-star Ahsoka, you have to disassemble it down to fragments to then use the fragments to upgrade to the new one. So you lose the specs as well. That's another thing that kind of annoys me about Evony. Like when you're breaking down a red star general, you've got to pick whether you want bloods or whether you want runestones.
So this one, I think the general consensus is that we're not too fond about this one. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want us to discuss, and I actually mentioned it in my previous video, is that the way this feature is and knowing how Evony is, they're probably going to bring out more generals for this thing.
Yeah, there's more space there for them.
Yeah. So yeah, I was thinking like maybe there might not be a need for people to rush on this right now.
No, do you know another thing that I've thought is that they're getting us to disassemble our old premium duty journals, and then in a few months' time they'll make it so we can have like assistant premium duty generals, and all these people are going to disassemble all their first generations and just hate that they've done that. I can see it coming. I can see it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right. What do you think about that?
That would be just a very, very top games kind of thing to do. A good way to boost the coining in that event. You know, the one where you get like the 10 little tokens and you chuck them in and spin for a chance. I think
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
you know, kind of bring the coining back to there, like if that process happens. But yeah,
That's actually a very good point. We might. I mean, I was expecting it a while back. We'll see, but assistant duty generals and assistant sub generals. We need to keep our eyes on that because I expect that those will come out at some point. Okay. So this officer swap, general advice: don't do it unless you need to, and if you are interested, maybe wait a bit, let them release a few more generals because the cash that you're putting in on this one is not adding up. That's I think the general opinion. The other thing that they brought out in this event, which is I guess noteworthy, is the new Spirit Beast.
Dunya.
Okay, yeah, is it Dunya or Dunir or I don't know
Junior.
how to pronounce
Junior. Let's
Junior
just call him
Junior
Junior.
Junior. Okay, Junior. So
Junior.
what do you think about Junior?
I put him on one of my subs and replaced. Crap, I can't even remember who I replaced. I think I replaced Pegasus because Pegasus has the ground troop HP,
Okay.
and he also has ground troop HP, but also the mounted troop HP. So
Okay.
it's a good replacement for Pegasus.
That's exactly the
Right.
same thing I did. Was Pegasus straight out Junior in.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I don't know. I think you guys might have more subs than I do because I replaced Pegasus when Otso came out.
I'm not using Pegasus, and I think that's the only one. I'm using all the rest. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the rest are
So
being
when
used.
they released Otso, I needed to switch out one of the beasts. I took off Pegasus at that time. So right now for Junior, I'm thinking either Kong or the Nine-Tailed Fox.
Ooh, yeah. Ninetale would be the second choice because that's mounted troop HP, and Junior has mounted troop HP. So, yep, that's a good decision.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that okay, let's say for people that don't have enough skills for this one, do you think that this is something that they should coin for?
You should be able to get 800 scales between each beast event. Like, it's easy to do. If you're running rallies even for a few hours a day, you should be able to get your daily B scales. I wouldn't coin on it. You'd probably make 800 by the end of the event.
And if not, he'll probably come back in an event or two, anyways.
That's true. Possibly because the next time the event comes up, they'll probably have the item still in there. Okay, so let's say you get Junior. Is there any? Do you think it's worth like buying the Spirit Beast pack to level him up? Get access to the seals and all of that stuff, or do you just take your time with it?
Well, if you join Baby Bear's Discord, she has a secret squirrel video in there of how to get more Beast XP. So she released a video about that a few days ago, how to get lots and lots and lots of Spirit Beast XP.
Okay, that's interesting.
We're getting lots of Blood Crimsons anyway. You should have enough to level up. I don't know. I've got a few thousand spare, and all my beasts are already red. So I
Okay.
don't know.
So you think people will be able to level him up without actually having to spend on the packs to get it?
Maybe. Well, this was going to be one of my first points. The Soul of Spiritual Beast is back again, and I can't remember exactly how many are in there. I think it's about 300 or 400 Crimson Crystals are in there anyway. Maybe a little bit more, but for $15, that's a great buy. And the pop up pack the $20 pop-up pack, you get 160. You can use a triple on that. So
Mm.
for well under $100, you should be able to push that beast to red if you don't have enough crimson crystals.
All right. So
But yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to pass. It's worth it to push past level 10. The buffs just go up exponentially. The debuffs, sorry, just go up exponentially up.
Let's have
level
a
10.
quick look at the seal. Okay, so mounted attack, range defense, attacking, ground HP, attacking siege
Siege
HP, and I
HP
think in
and
city
ground
ground
defense.
defense. Okay. Now let's look at the if you want to call it the ascension bits below.
Oh, yeah. The first
Yeah.
one's good, defending range troop
Yeah.
attack. So that would work.
Depending range group.
That would work in city. That would work defending buildings. That would work
Yeah.
in several
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
The second one is defending siege
Defending
defense.
siege. All right, that's okay.
And the third one is defending mount HP. So all defending.
So getting the seals for junior is actually not bad. So aside from this, any other things that coining things that we should touch on for this event?
Okay. Well, as I said, like last time, Hypno's Dream. I'm
Yeah.
loving Hypno's Dream. Hypno's Dream is
I'm-
amazing.
Yeah, this no pun intended. This thing gave me a nightmare last time.
So you don't have to spend a lot to get through quite a few levels.
Okay.
Rye actually first. Rye had this event long before any other server did. PPK had this event in a beta sort of test, and he told me how I should do this long before anyone else had it. So, how many times have you gone through this now, Rye?
I normally complete about 3 laps per event, and normally don't spend on it. I think I spent $10 once, but apart from that, it was easy cruisy sailing.
And there's so much good stuff in there. So,
all right. Last event, I think it was after we did the video on this. I decided I will put a few bucks into Hypno's Dream and get some of those stuffs because the stuffs in there are nice. I kid you not. I bought the $10 pack with the grass and everything that was in there, and that whole pack disappeared before I completed one lap.
oh no.
Seriously, it's like I think there was a point in time I got like 4 nightmares in a row.
Wow, that's bad luck.
Yeah,
that's
rough.
it was just rough. So I think that last event I spent almost $40 on this thing, and I only completed it twice.
See, last time
So,
I spent $50 on it last event, and I think I did about 7 laps.
yeah. So this time I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even hopping on that. I've just been doing like what everybody says. Like, okay, every day you get the free chance and you do it and stuff like that. And get this, okay? I did my last free chance. I did the free chance today. I was going through and literally on the last level. Okay, on the last level, the last one for me to clear, I got a nightmare. So
Yeah,
I need to wait until tomorrow before I can clear that thing.
that's okay. It's good for free. Like if you finish a lap or two during the event for absolutely no money, then it's just free stuff. Good free stuff.
So I think this one is go with your flow. Like if you're lucky enough and you're getting, you're clearing the stuff, and yeah, that's fine. If you're not, then just ease up on this one because I don't know, if we want to talk about conspiracy theories and Evony AI and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, they're out for me. Okay.
There's a couple of things that I'm surprised you actually can't spend on, like Ranger Night Order and the new Kingdom Arena. I'm very surprised there aren't places in there that you can spend money on.
Fair enough. Right? Are you getting in on this?
Redeem.
Yeah, I've been playing the game just as another like free to play source of being able to pick up a couple little goodies here and there. Drop a few gems here and there. Yeah, no, it's pretty kind of one of those daily things, I guess.
Yeah, if any, it's like it's free stuff. So if you hop on it, that's fine. Okay. So anything else that we need to cover?
One thing I did want to bring up was the Journey to Glory $100 pack. This is another thing that pisses me off. The general chest in there is a random chest. So don't spend on things that give you random chances at generals. Send a message to Evony saying we don't want this anymore, because you could spend $100 on this with a triple and get 3 John Portugals. Like, that's just ridiculous. It is. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know how it is for other games, but I find it crazy that I would spend $100 to get something, and I might not get the thing that I want. I find that crazy. Like, I don't know
It's ridiculous.
what other situation in life that happens where even lottery tickets aren't $100. So I don't know.
Really stupid. Send a message to Evony with your wallets. Just don't buy them. Don't buy them.
Yeah. Oh yes, one last thing. Can we go to the event pack? I wanted to mention this, but I know that some people might have noticed it, that in the optional pack they added a new item, the Source of Life crystal. Okay, so you can get this item and get additional Source of Life. Now, let me say, the interesting thing about this item is that you can actually send this to people with waybills. What do you guys think about this thing?
I think it's pitiful. For $100 with a triple coupon, you're giving up tactic scrolls or research stones or whatever for basically 100 Source of Life that you can send to someone. Like, why would you give up 430 tactic scrolls for 100 Source of Life? It's
Right. What do you think about this?
I think it makes absolutely no difference to keep sending them 300 Source of Life. It's not going to help someone fix if they're in dire straits after a grueling SVS. It still keeps like your take for every so often players off of SVS or having to play very riskily. As T said, put 100 in there. Absolutely. I think then it starts making a difference, but until then, 100 don't cut it.
Yeah, what's 300 soul for most players? 60 million power? That's not a lot.
I'm of the opinion that even 100 is not worth it. Like, I'm of the opinion that this thing needs to be at least 1,000 in there before it makes any sense. Because
that's what I mean.
Seriously. Like, you get
there's 100 in each of the chests. That would be 1,000. So that's what I mean. If they put, instead of 10 in each chest, they put 100 in each chest, and you get 10 of those chests with a triple, that's 3,000. So that would make more sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. That, in that sense, that might make sense. But when you consider what you're giving up to get it, like you say, you're giving up tactic scrolls, you're giving up other stuff. That thing needs to be at least 1,000. Because what's the point of getting this as opposed to just the regular Source of Life that you get in the thing? The point is that you should be able to send it. You're able to send it to someone. What's the point of sending them? Like 100. Like, okay, you send them 1,000 soul. It needs to be more than that, because we go through soul by the thousands. I mean, okay, you guys. Yeah, tell me about your experiences in SVS recently. Like, if somebody sent you 100 soul, would that change anything for you?
Last week I used 145,000 soul lacquer.
Oh, good. I mean, it's like, okay, all right, T. Yeah, I know you're hurting. Here's 100 soul to help you out.
I think that's more like someone trying to run over and help your dead body and accidentally tripping and just spitting on you. I used 2,500 soul off of a reinforcing march, a single reinforcing march that I was under bubble for.
Exactly.
Like,
You know. Exactly.
I know
Like
2,500's not
almost
much, but perspective's sake.
But it is.
yeah.
It is. That's $100 packs worth with triples.
I mean, there's no situation where 100 soul is gonna make it. Like it needs to be in the thousands before it starts making any sense. Like even just hitting a player, and even if you win, you spend more than 100 soul recovering the troops that died off winning the attack.
And
And
for most
then
low
of-
coiners, most low
Yeah.
coiners don't even bother playing SVS anymore. Yeah, one hit can cost you 5,000, 10,000 soul.
Yeah, it's for 100 soul. I mean, I'd feel pretty bad going, oh, hey, I just saw you cop an 8 billion zero or a 10 billion whatever, and going, here's all I can do. Here's 100 soul. Enjoy. Like,
I mean, like,
Again, if you
just
Get your scrolls off the screen. Get your scrolls off the screen, okay? We don't want to see
Look,
this.
since I mean, like of each of them, I've got like over 1,000 of each of them. I've got like
That is-
2,000 dragon boots.
Look, that's fine, okay? The question is not whether you have enough stuff. The question is, can you get more stuff as opposed to getting 100 soul? And this is the point I was getting at. If it was like 1,000, okay, and I don't mean like the whole thing is 1,000. I mean if inside each one was 1,000, so it ended up being like 10,000 soul, then that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, but you're only
You
getting
know?
1,000 soul in the main event pack anyway. Like, soul's worth a lot. They
Yeah.
value soul very highly.
You're getting this. So now the question, and like what Rai was saying earlier, the question now is, what are you gonna do with that source of life crystal thingy? No.
Example this week, one of our smaller players got zeroed due to a glitch. And Baby Bear saw this and thought, oh, I can send him tons and tons and tons of soul now, because I think he needed about 10, 15,000 soul to heal. And
Mhm.
she bought it. She chose that instead. And she was really pissed off as well. Like, I can only send 300 soul, or I
Yeah.
can send 100 soul for instead of having 430 tactic scrolls.
Yeah.
It is stupid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that we're going on about this, but this is a new feature that would have been very nice if Ebony adjusted the amount. And if you play SVS, you know how ridiculous it is that somebody is giving you 110 soul or 100 soul. Okay, so yeah, the last word on this is, Ebony, change that amount or just take it out, because it's frustrating seeing it there like that, and it's really not helpful to anyone the way it is right now. You guys want to say anything else on that one?
No.
nah, long live my alt with 100 million power, I guess.
Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty much it that we have for this episode of Smart Coining. Thank you, T, and thank you, Rai, for joining. Really appreciate having you guys here. That's it for us, guys. Aka, T, Rai, signing out.